Good evening. You're watching the 7 o'clock English news from the Sultan of Oman television. First headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, receives a cable of greetings from His Excellency, the Minister responsible for Defence Affairs, on the occasion of Armed Forces Day. It is signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, Her Excellency. The Minister of Education is to preside over the handing over ceremony of the 5th Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Arts and Literature. His Excellency the President of the Comoros praises the efforts of His Majesty the Sultan to achieve security, spread peace and solve disputes with peaceful ways. And Oman Air reveals the introduction of 5 new international flights. Those are the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent cable of greetings to His Excellency President Mark Christian Kabore of Burkina Faso on his country's National Day. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, has received a cable of greetings from His Excellency Said Badr bin Saud bin Harib al-Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defence Affairs, on the occasion of Armed Forces Day. In his cable, His Excellency said that in an atmosphere of happiness, progress, glory, pride, construction, achievements and future aspirations, Sultan's Armed Forces are celebrating its glorious Golden Day, recording glorious and sincere steps. He said he is honored, along with victorious armed forces and all affiliates of the ministry, to forward greetings and best wishes to this dear occasion, requesting Almighty to bestow on His Majesty health and happiness. The cable, added the 11th of December, is truly a shining mark in the history of Sultan's Armed Forces, that peace was spread all over Oman, preserving dignified life and enlightened a bright future for its citizens. The country became peaceful and prevailed with harmony during His Majesty's reign. The Armed Forces celebrate this glorious day as inspired by His Majesty with sacrifice and sincerity, under the leadership and thought of the brighter future and prosperous living on the peaceful homeland. Along the years of the blessed renaissance, human resources of Sultan's Armed Forces attained care and attention, which made it in line with cultural and knowledge development at the scientific and military level. The cable added that the armed forces will remain abiding by its developing role in the society, inspired by wise directives of His Majesty, in addition to performing the sacred duty of preserving the homeland and the achievements, renewing loyalty and obedience to His Majesty's wise leadership. His Excellency the Minister responsible for Defence Affairs concluded by praying to Almighty to preserve His Majesty as a leader for Oman, to endow His Majesty with long life and good health. As signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, Her Excellency Dr. Madiha bint Ahmed Al-Shibaniya, Minister of Education, will preside over on Tuesday, 20th of December, the handing over ceremony of Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Arts, Literature in its 9th edition. The ceremony will take place at Al-Wahad Club in Adeba, with the attendance of a number of the Excellencies, the Ministers and Undersecretaries and specialists in the cultural and media field from inside and outside the Sultanate. Earlier, His Excellency Habib bin Muhammad Al-Riyami, Secretary General of Sultan Qaboos Higher Center for Culture and Sciences, announced the results of the edition of the award in a press conference held in November. This award was allocated for Omanis this year. It was won by Hamad bin Sinan Al-Ghaithi in the field of translation. Bashair Al-Khair, Troupe of Traditional Arts, achieved the award of the field of Omani Traditional Arts. In the field of novel, Dr. Khadija bint Muhammad Al-Harthiyya won the award. The winner will be granted the Order of Merit for Culture, Science, Arts and Literature At the conclusion ceremony, the fields of the sixth round of the award with the announced the participation will also be opened for Arab citizens. His Excellency President Othman Ghazali of the Comoros praised efforts of His Majesty the Sultan to achieve security, spread peace and solve disputes with peaceful ways. His Excellency also stressed during an interview with Omani and Comoros media means that his country's relations with the Sultan is unique and deep-rooted. He also hailed the current level of Omani-Comoros relations, expressing his hope to enhance and develop them for the interests of both brotherly peoples. His Excellency, the President of the Comoros, also expressed his satisfaction for the success of the 5th International Conference, Oman Relations with Horn of African Countries, which convened in the Comoros capital, Moroni. His Excellency also pointed out that he issued his directives to pay attention to introduce aspects of Omani history with African countries and Comoros Islands in the school curriculum. As part of its research and documentation project of various Omani scholars, intellectuals and literates, the Literary Forum organized a seminar under the theme Readings in the Thoughts of Sheikh Abdullah bin Salih al-Farsi. The event was held at the amphitheater of Sharia Sciences College. Through various work papers, the seminar gave a comprehensive vision about this Omani scholar from various aspects. He is one of the prominent Omani scholars who contributed to the scientific and educational movements in East of Africa during the second half of the 20th century. The first session of the seminar focused on the biography and his approach in translating Holy Quran, while the second part shed light on his books about history through his book Al-Busaid, Leaders of Zanzibar, and the political situations in Oman and Zanzibar in this era. The seminar was attended by hostel researchers and students. After the inauguration of direct flights between Muscat and Guangzhou in China, Oman Air, during a press conference, revealed the introduction of another 5 international flights. The destinations of the new flights will include Nairobi in Kenya, Peshawar in Pakistan, Manchester in Britain, Seoul in South Korea, and Moscow in Russia. As it's considered the national carrier of the Sultanate, Oman Air is seeking to expand its services of long-haul international flights and enhancing economic and commercial relations between the Sultanate and other international commercial and touristic capitals. It's worth mentioning that the new flight to Guangzhou gave an opportunity for Chinese people and other travelers to use Oman Air International Flights network and contribute in enhancing political, social, and economic links between the Sultanate and China, in addition to facilitate transportation of businessmen and investors in both countries. Muscat Securities Market MSM recorded in November 2016 the best volume of trading, which 79.8 million Omani Rials, the best since May 2016, when it stood at 104.2 million Rials, to decline to 66.3 billion Rials in June. The market registered the lowest volume of trading in September 2016 with 54.4 million Omani Rials, which went upward to 77.5 Omani Rials in October 2016. The MSM performance during November 2016 has been mixed due to oil price drop. Still to come in our news bulletin, in testing software in the US, the self-driving truck can run 2 hours without any human intervention. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. Celebrating the World Day for the Disabled, which falls on the 3rd of December every year, the Ministry of Social Development organized a number of workshops, including various activities and programs. They came with the aim of encouraging the disabled to integrate in the society and to strengthen the environment to support them, in addition to spread awareness among the members of the society on the importance of this category in the development process. A number of government bodies took part in the activities, namely the Ministry of Education, Sultan Qaboos University, local associations and rehabilitation centers. A ceremony was organized on the cardiac catheterization to discuss the challenges and obstacles that face this field, as well as ways of this treatment with innovative and scientific methods. The conference came as a continuation of efforts exerted by the medical crew in the laboratory of cardiac catheterization in the Royal Hospital and Sultan Qaboos University Hospital. It aimed to enhance the efficiency of medical cadres as well as benefit from the scientific and practical expertise in this field. The conference witnessed a participation from a number of specialists in the field of cardiac catheterization to discuss the latest in this arena. In order to encourage community participation in spreading awareness on genetic diseases, the National Center for Genetic Health for the Royal Hospital organized an open day. The event stressed the need to educate all segments of the society on various genetic blood diseases and how to prevent them. It also shed light on services and facilities provided by the center. The Arab Open University held a ceremony for the graduation of more than 300 bachelor and master's degree holders from various specializations. After acquiring the knowledge and skills, the fresh graduates are considered a new addition to the labor market. The graduation ceremony included graduate speeches who expressed their happiness for graduation after hard work and efforts they extend during the years of study. At the end, the chief guest presented certificates for the graduates. A football festival for schools in the Governorate of South Sharqiya was organized in the Wilayat of Sor. The committee supervising over the event aimed to instill the good various values and like practices among the youngsters, as well as spread the culture of discipline, teamwork and good sports spirit among them as to play football with confidence. The event was also accompanied by a number of workshops, lectures and some artistic performances by the youngsters. Numerous companies like Uber, Tesla and Google are working on self-driving cars, but garnering less attention, entrepreneurs are quietly making progress on the self-driving trucks. Here's a report.
Covering hundreds of kilometers with no one behind the wheel. In testing so far, this self-driving truck can run 2 hours without any human intervention. The San Francisco-based startup Otto is behind this technology. Around 100 engineers and technicians are working to turn big rigs into automated trucks.
Antennas for the GPS, 2 cameras to detect cars and lanes. Here we have LiDAR to also detect cars and a radar.
Inside the cab, everything looks the same, except a button to turn on the autopilot and another to take back control of the vehicle in case of a problem. To transform a normal truck into a self-driving one costs around $30,000. For these trucking pioneers, that cost is outweighed by the gains to the industry.
The volume of actually goods that is traveling each day with trucks is absolutely tremendous. And right now the industry by itself is also very old and in some regard not efficient and not up to date with the new technology.
For now, a driver is still needed for non-highway driving, but eventually the entire journey could be made without a human presence, doing away with the need for truckers.
Robots are good for certain things, but as far as driving a truck, no, I don't think so. This is their livelihood, just like my livelihood. I mean, what are we going to do?
The trucking industry could save $168 billion annually with trucks without drivers.
We're probably a little ways away from that, mostly for social reasons and somewhat legal reasons. But as a practical matter, the technology is likely to be so reliable in the very near future and much safer than human drivers can engage in this activity that it actually makes sense to do it sooner rather than later.
Safer driving and savings for truck companies, but at a cost for the 1.7 million truck drivers in the United States who could find themselves unemployed if and when this technology hits the roads.
Now for the general weather forecast, clear to partly cloudy skies prevail over the coastal areas overlooking Sea of Oman with chances of scattered rainfall. And the rest of the Salted will have clear skies. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate, occasionally active. And seas will be moderate with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. This is the Salted of Oman television. Before we enter our bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, Supreme Commander of the Armed Forces, received a cable of greetings from His Excellency, the Minister responsible for Defence Affairs, on the occasion of Armed Forces Day. Signed by His Majesty Sultan Qaboos, Her Excellency, the Minister of Education, is to preside over the handing over ceremony of the 5th Sultan Qaboos Award for Culture, Arts and Literature. His Excellency the President of Comoros praises the efforts of His Majesty the Sultan to achieve security, spread peace and solve disputes with peaceful ways. And Oman Air reveals the introduction of 5 new international flights. And with that, come to the end of tonight's news bulletin from all of us here in the newsroom and studios. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. Good night.